My name is Mr. Anderson, and today we're going to be talking about the Comic-Con highway exits and stops for this weekend, ending August 17th through the 20th. So let's get started with the list. It's nice and big this week. We are excited to have added a bunch of stops for today's video, so I'm excited about that. So let's get into it right away. This is this week's exit on the Comic-Con highway. Remember, this list automatically updates weekly, so if you save it in your bookmarks, you can look every week, and every week it will be automatically updated. So this week we're going to start off with Terrific-Con. Terrific-Con is, sorry about that, YouTube audience. I'm just adjusting the camera for the Facebook audience. Okay, Terrific-Con is a con taking place in Connecticut this weekend at the Mohegan Sun. It will feature Iron Fist himself, Dean Cain, some Arrow actors, and some Gotham actors. It returns the 18th to the 20th, so it's a full weekend thing. There are more surprises. Check it out. The website's right here. So if you're in the Northeast, this is the stop to make. If you're near the Indiana area in the Midwest, we have Corridor Con. I don't know why I can't think how to pronounce that, but you guys see it. This is CordoCon, is a comic convention celebrating books, movies, games, manga, comics, and all the other adventures, avenues of geek culture. For some reason I can't read today. Entrance to the comic convention is free, with local businesses, artists, and experts exhibiting and selling their goods throughout the library, offering a plethora of unique wares and perspectives of pop culture. So that's pretty cool. If you're going to be in the Georgia area, in Albany of all places, I know a lot of people think Albany, New York, but apparently Georgia's got an Albany. There is EpiCon, and has nothing to do with EpiPens. It's supposed to be Epicon, like Epic Con. Cute play on words. This convention focuses on fandom of comic books, novels, anime, cosplay, and so much more. Like I said, it is this week on the 19th in Albany, Georgia. So if you're near Albany, Georgia, that's your stop. Tip of Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia areas, plus New Orleans and Texas. If you're around there, this is within a drive's distance. If you're back up in my hometown of New York City, we have FlameCon this weekend, which is an interesting Comic-Con. FlameCon is entering into its third year. It's a two-day comics, arts, and entertainment expo showcasing creators and celebrities from all corners of the LGBTQ geek fandom. It features thoughtful discussions, exclusive performances, screening costumes, and more. Geeks of all type are invited to attend and celebrate the diversity and creativity of queer geekdom, and LGBT community contributes to the pop culture. FlameCon 2016 brought together the queer fan community on an unprecedented scale, drawing over 3,400 visitors to a two-day convention. FlameCon was the largest queer-focused pop culture ever held in New York. Nearly 200 creators and media favorites exhibited their talents, while fans and attendees brought fantastic energy to the event, all eager to be part of a Comic-Con convention catering especially to queer taste in comics, games, books, arts, and entertainment. Our event has received glowing reviews from IO9, the Mary Sue, Comic Book Resources, and more, all applauding a tremendous convergence of diversity, positivity, and creativity. Now, that's kind of awesome. I really dig this. I wish I lived in New York still. I wasn't there last year to attend this, obviously, or I would have been there myself. I can't warrant a two-day con that's so small for that massive of a trip, sadly. Maybe next year. I'm hoping it gets big enough where it's 3 days and I can justify, because I love an excuse to go to New York. And next year, if it's in August, I will be in striking distance, as Raleigh SuperCon will be that time of year. So for those up in New York watching this, doing it, if you guys get some videos, some information, you want to do a story for Written Sins, let me know. For those in California, there is StocktonCon, I guess, August 19th through the 20th. This is in California. StocktonCon is August 19th to the 20th. The goal of StocktonCon is to raise awareness of outstanding artists in the San Juan Valley area and to get attendees the chance to experience a wide variety of pop culture, popular culture, comics, card games, video games, anime, magna, you know what I mean, science fiction, toys, television, and movies. I'm sorry, I don't know why I can't talk today. Talk and read. It is also StocktonCon's intention to raise awareness and funds in conjunction with the United Way and St. Mary's Dining Room and other local charities. So that's pretty cool. So if you're in the, once again, California area, this will be a stop for you. It is to narrow down. I know California is pretty big. This is going to be at the, oh wow, it doesn't actually give the address here. Usually it gives it, I think I wrote it. No, I didn't. Sorry about that, guys. But I mean, it talks about being, I have to imagine it's near the San Juan Valley area. So if you're that near there, that's going to be your stop. Ohio has Neo Comic Con August 20th. That's a pretty cool graphic too. Gotta give them credit. That was actually the most entertaining graphic I've seen for a while for a Comic Con. It is in the Soccer Sportsplex, 31515, Lauren Road, North Olmsted, Ohio, 44070. The proceeds from the admission go to charity. Children 12 and under are free, and any attendees in a costume get in free as well. It's a one big day event from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It's in a new, larger venue from last year, so those who attended last year can look forward to a bigger venue. There's cosplay, there's panel discussions, game tournaments. So once again, if you are in the Ohio area, this is your stop. If you're in the Northeast and not going to FlameCon, this is going to be your stop. If you're maybe in New Jersey and you don't want to travel to the city, and I get that Brooklyn is hard to get into. So I'm thinking if you don't have mass transit, it is kind of a mess to try to figure your way around it to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's not always been the easiest borough to get through. So if you're in the Northeast and you don't want to go through the city traffic, I understand. Go to Philadelphia Comic Con, August 20th. That's 4,500 square feet with over 60 tables loaded with lots of great stuff you can't live without. This is Philadelphia Comic Con, Sunday, August 20th. This is on the 76th Industrial Highway. It's in Eagiston, Pennsylvania, 19029, Pennsylvania. So check that out. If you're in the California, Los Angeles area, there is actually a Los Angeles comic book and science fiction convention this August 20th, which is Sunday. You'll be able to, they didn't have a lot of information for this one. I'm guessing there's some science fiction things. Check out their website for more details. For some reason, the website would not link right. I was having trouble loading it, so just look it up, Google it, and you should be able to get it. I'm sorry, for some reason the site would not take the actual link. And finally today we have Dennis Knight, New York creator, is going to have a signing at the Escape Pod Comics in Long Island on 8/20th, that's Sunday. He'll be doing a small press expo at the Escape Pod Comics. So check him out. He's a great creator if you're in Long Island. Now it's going to be in Huntington, so that's Suffolk County. For any of you wondering where it is, if you don't want to drive it, you can always take the Long Island Railroad. I believe you just take it to the Huntington stop and just grab a cab. There's always cabs at the Huntington Long Island Railroad. Grab a cab over. If you don't want to do the drive, Long Island Railroad's a nice alternative. You guys can just sit out and stretch and let the train do the driving instead of trying to go against that beach traffic. So I know this weekend's always a crazy weekend with beach traffic. So that has been this week's list. We'll be back next Wednesday to talk more about what's going on next Wednesday, including an upcoming appearance of The Written Sins and Jax. coming to a Comic-Con in Orlando. We'll see you next week.